Shirey has such a, these events always warm my heart. He's been doing it for years, and I remember my first years in New York coming to Skip Shirey's Skip's Hour of Charm, and it was like, oh my gosh, it's such a crazy thing, and he just keeps doing it for this many years. So we're going to be playing a song that I wrote that's called Mother Pearl, and this song is based on a letter that my grandmother received in 1939 from a woman, Renda Johnson, who they were just farm kids from Iowa. And during the Depression, many people, many farm kids ended up going to places like Gary, Indiana. And Gary, Indiana, like Skip's parents, where immigrants came, everybody was just looking for work, and this town boomed. It's 25 miles south of Chicago, and this town became filled with farm kids from the Midwest and black people from the South and all kinds of immigrants. So this is what this song is based on. If you could put the slide on, because this next part I would like to show you. Behind me is the envelope that the letter is coming from, and you'll notice it's Mrs. Carl Alden. And my grandmother, her name was Leila Bell Francis, which I think is such a beautiful name, but you won't see it on any letter or any mail going to her. So this letter is, I found it to be kind of like a gentle questioning of what's it supposed to feel like to be a young woman. And as she was imagining when she was a young woman, when she would think of being a young woman, being married, she imagined, oh, we will have dinners together around the table. My husband and I will sleep next to each other every single night. But as it turns out, at this time, her husband was working 14 plus hours at the steel mill, like many people were. And in her letters, she wrote how alone she felt. She was many times just alone. And so, but she kept her head up. She wrote her letters, she canned her food, she made things, and she kept her pride. And at that time, in a world where being a woman is in doing all the women's work, right down to your name, you can just be unseen. Eleanor Roosevelt's words kind of came to me also in doing a lot of this. She was such an important figure during this time. And she wrote, "We shape ourselves and we shape our lives. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." This ethos is the fabric of my grandmother's generation. And I sort of feel like this was like, Eleanor Roosevelt's words were like the long game strategy, where we find ourselves now. Most all of these words that you're going to hear tonight are Renda Johnson from this letter. I have a small portion in there, but many of these words are just taken straight from her letter. And lastly, I want to leave you with some words from my favorite poet from Dayton, Ohio, Jim Dwyer. He says, "What matters most is what you turn love into after love has turned on you." Or perhaps for this situation, what matters most is what you turn the system into once the system has turned on you. Mother Pearl. Congratulations.